I want to welcome everybody to the On the Map podcast. This show is to highlight high school athletes and also give these young athletes a platform to tell their stories as they pursue their dreams in life. No matter what their dream is, remember, this is only the beginning. I'm your host, Coach Paul, and that handsome young fellow over there is my co-host, Jay.
What up, what up?
And today's guest is from Los Angeles High School. He was named the Division III Defensive MVP, Southern League Defensive Player of the Year, while averaging 14 tackles a game and setting a new school record of 170 tackles in one season. God damn! Everybody, please welcome linebacker Arturo Arguello.
Arguello.
All right. Hey,
Arguello.
I'm the guy that always slaughters names. Welcome Arturo to the show. Hey man, thank you for coming on today, brother.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Hey man.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get started, 170 tackles, my boy.
Yeah.
Yeesh. Hey, that is something phenomenal. I've never seen that. You're the first person I've seen, man. So congratulations on your accomplishment.
Thank you.
Hey Jay, let's go ahead and kick this off, buddy.
Yes, sir. First off, thank you for your time, Arturo.
Yeah, of course.
Second of all, congratulations on your huge accolades and breaking records. So you got my first question. How did you get 170 tackles?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like it was just the way I played, playing aggressive and coming downhill just hard. It's just what helped me like get all the tackles and just stopping the run in the first 8 when I get it.
Nice.
Hey, when you accomplish something like this, man, like, is it a testament to your D lineman? Because hey, I know you're shedding blocks, I know you're reading gaps, and I know you're filling holes, but your hogs are putting in some work to free you up, bro.
Yeah. So I want to give a shout out to my 2D linemen, Fernando Quintero, and the other one is Makai Rowe. Because honestly, if it wasn't for them, taking on the lone lineman, I wouldn't have gotten honestly all the tackles, especially like the last game we played. They did a huge job of stopping that panorama O-line, but yeah. It was just thanks to them.
Oh, that shout out to you two D linemen, man. You freed up a monster and he did his thing. Hey, so Arturo, what was your approach heading into your last offseason to prepare you for setting a record like you did this year?
Yeah, honestly, I was just working hard in the weight room. I also ran track, so I think it just helped me a lot with my speed because my junior season I felt slow, so just running track just helped me like boost up my speed because I wanted to get to the ball as fast as I could.
Okay. So you feel track really helped you in preparation for this year?
Yeah, a lot. I think it just my coach made me run the 100 and the 4x1. So just sprinting and it just helped me a lot.
How'd you do?
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, in the track. Yeah, well, when I ran track, I was about 218. So I was running against like we ran against Angelo, Manuel Arts, and then they all had like skinny guys running. And so when I looked at them, I was like, oh my God, like what am I gonna do? Because I was 218 pounds and they was probably like 160. And honestly, like once like we played, once we ran on the last one, I feel like I got much faster compared to the first time we ran them against them.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it just progressively got better and better.
All right. Before we continue, are you running track again this year?
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, brother.
Nice.
Thank you.
For track, did you cut weight or did you kind of just stay at the same weight?
So I started off the first track meet at, like I said, 218, and then I cut down to 208 on my last one.
Okay.
Yeah. So
was that did you feel like a difference or no?
Yeah. I just felt lighter. It was easier to run.
Okay. Yeah.
And so since I was just in the weight room before that, it just kind of like my mobility just got better and better as time went on.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Track and wrestling are two sports that'll help football players all around. So that's great that you're getting into track. So my next question for you, Arturo, is this year as a program for LA High, this was really your guys' first playoff run in some years. How was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was honestly awesome, being able to lead a team like that, as a defensive leader. It was just awesome, honestly. Because when we started off the season, we didn't know who our quarterback was going to be. And so you know, last year we had a quarterback. His name was Brian. He used to play running back. So since we didn't have a quarterback, he just had to step in. And this year, it would have been me or Joshua. He would have had to. One of us would have had to step in and just hand the ball and just do what we could. But we started with our freshman
Ethan Grant, right?
Yeah, Ethan Grant. Okay. We started off like that, and it was just went on from there.
So before we go forward, being a senior and knowing like you said, I may have to play quarterback. I may just have to hand the ball off and do what I have to do. Like, as a senior leader, how refreshing was it to have a freshman step up and be like, yo, I could do this. And he did pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, it just felt good because at first we were just like, we're just going to run the ball and just do the best we could. Okay. And then once he came, we just started practicing. We didn't do 7-on-7 because, we didn't have a quarterback at first. So we just stayed on we just worked hard. And he came and he was like, I love the team and I want to build something here. And so once we just started, getting to know him more and practicing more, we just got better and better. And our skills also, they just learned with him. And it just got better as time went on in the teams.
Now, how challenging is it as a leader knowing, because we all know that, you have to have a quarterback that can throw the ball because you become one-dimensional. So being a leader, what type of message did you have to keep the spirits up? Like, hey, look, even though we don't have a quarterback, we can still compete this year.
Yeah, I just told the team, it's not about who we have, it's just about how we play, as a team. Just the chemistry that we would have and everything like that. Just as long as we trust each other, we play for each other, that's how we're gonna do.
Hey man, and it shows because your junior year you guys went 6-5. This year you guys went 9-4 and won a league title. In your opinion, what was the difference between last year's team and then last year's team that made a playoff run, or last year's team and this year's team that made a playoff run and won league? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So last season, our quarterback, Brian, he broke his collarbone, I think, our last league game, our homecoming game. Damn. He broke his collarbone, and so we didn't have a quarterback. So we were just forced to run the ball and just do what we could. And so it just kind of brought the team, team's momentum down. And so the leaders that we had last year, they were just telling us, just do what we could. It wasn't his fault. It was no one's fault. It's just things that happen.
Yeah. Having that mentality,
sorry.
Go ahead, huh?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, that's some adversity, man. Last year breaking a collarbone, going into this season, not having a quarterback, and then going 9-4 and winning league, man. That's a testament to you young men and your coaching staff. So that you should really, really, really hang your hat on that. That's something to be proud of.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, Coach Paul's right. Arturo, you kind of mentioned that your quarterback this year, Ethan, came on late. How did he come on late? Was he kind of just recruited, on campus, joined the team later, or what was it?
Yeah, so he came in during I think it was during the start of their summer camp. And so he was a freshman, so he was just straight coming off of middle school. And so his dad brought him in because his dad is a coach at West LA. And the coach at West LA is E. Scott, which was our old head coach with Jackson. And so Jackson, and then I guess E. Scott just talked to Jackson about him, and then he just kind of came one day, and it was all just chemistry from there.
Yeah, nice. We have a question on your head coach, Anthony Jackson, but it's nice to see that him and Eric Scott, right?
I think it's Eric.
Yeah, Eric Scott. It's nice to see that they're still talking because he was a head coach that led LA High to a D1 title 10, 11 years ago. So it's nice to see that they still keep in touch.
Yeah.
Hey, so the cool thing about this is now, I tell everybody I'm new to the city. So my first year at HP was my first, last year or 2 seasons ago when I was at HP was my first year in the city. Now that I'm at Southgate and now that I'm doing this show and I've linked up with Jay, dude, schools like LA High, you guys are hidden gems, bro. You guys are the epitome of what inner city schools are. You guys have it tough. You guys have location, enrollment, all that stuff, but you guys still managed to put it together and have a successful season. Like, you guys played Panorama this year, and you guys beat them 20-12. And then we meet in the semifinals. What was the difference between the semifinal game, which you guys lost, to the first game?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's no excuse about it. I feel like they came in stronger than we did. Okay. And then once, we got our momentum in, it was just already too late. They were just running the clock. And, me personally, I feel like I could have done like some things better, something better on defense, stopping the run better, even though I had 20 tackles, but like, was it worth it? We lost the game. And so, and also one thing that I feel like it just like messed up the whole like team was, we were supposed to play home. And so we didn't find out that we weren't going to play home till the day of the game. So we were already ready that we were going to play home. We had everything set up. And it's just last minute it came in that we were going to play at Santee. And so when we got there, like, I felt like the condition of the field wasn't as we thought it was going to be. And so I feel like it's just something that, messed us up. Yeah.
Did they tell you why you guys were playing at Santee? Is it because it was a neutral site and it was the semis?
Yeah, that too. And then I guess like something about CIF hosts,
CIF,
the ones that choose.
CIF, yes.
They were the ones that chose. And so, we were going to get lights, but it just never happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because LA High, they don't have lights. Remember how they would have day games in the playoffs?
Yeah. So the same thing happened to us for CIF. So when we made it, right, we thought we were going to have to go play Arleta at Arleta, who does not have lights, because Angelo had to play him the week before, and they played during the day. But we found out that for semis to the finals, CIF picks the site. So that's why we got to play Arleta at Poly with lights at night. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it does throw you off. Like, it's a whole mental game because, dude, trying to prepare for a 1:00 game, like, we as a staff were just like, dude, like, we got to leave at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
We got to feed these kids, and then we got to play. So I can only imagine, like, the mindset that they had, like, all right, it's a home game. We got this is this. And then, boom, it gets switched.
Yeah, stay up, got to text your parents, stuff like that. It's just overall. But you guys held your own. It was a very close game. So Coach Paul, he kind of brought up a great point about kind of the adversity you guys face, LA High and a bunch of these inner city programs. What are some difficulties, if any, did you find playing at a program that honestly probably a lot of kids disregard when it comes to football?
Yeah, I think for me personally, one of the biggest things that messed the game for me was having no film. We have no huddle. We no way to find film. If we want film, my head coach has to go talk to the coach and then get film from them. And then for me personally, what I would do, I would have to go on Twitter or on Instagram, find the players' accounts and just look for film there. And honestly just look on this just instinct wise during like mid game to what to do. So I think that's something that messed me up. And then also like I think the most players we had during the season was 25. So I would have to stay in most of the game, not come out, played offense, defense, special teams, punt, everything. So, I think it was just something but honestly, I think it just brought my stamina up more. Especially during the offseason, I worked hard on that because I knew I was going to have to stay in the game the whole game.
You guys didn't have huddle?
No huddle. Nothing like that.
Damn. Yeah. Like, ouch. So my next thing is if there's a way, because obviously I know you want to play at the next level, but not having huddle is something that handicaps you. So after the show, what I think we're gonna do is me and you, we'll have a conversation of how to approach reaching out to coaches to get your game film, and then we'll figure out how to create you some tape so you can send out. Yeah,
so I don't know if you guys thought, but I did have film. It was my head coach's dad. He filmed every game for us. It was a little small camera, like a little small camera that he had. That's why the quality was a little bad because so I would have to get on my PlayStation, put the disc in, and just film it off my phone. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I had to do.
Hey, shout out to your coach's dad. Yeah. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna advise a plan so you can reach out to these coaches because they'll share the film with you. Like I'm sure there's not a single coach that won't give you that game that you played against them so you can create your film.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, no problem, man.
Yeah,
Man,
that's a great point, coach.
that's rough.
You could always ask the other coach that you played for the film.
Yeah.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah, just reach
Yeah.
out through email. Just be like, hey, can I get a copy of this film? And they got to be there's a way. We'll figure it out.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, no problem.
When Arturo, when you brought that up, this isn't really a question. It's more me being like empathetic because my sophomore year was kind of like yours. So I went to Taft and I played at Taft, which is all the way in the valley, like an hour plus away, right? We didn't know we were gonna get huddle up until like a month before summer practice starts. And when you guys had 25 players, I remember like our head coach like screaming at us before orientation starts, like, okay, we have to recruit kids. Fine, if you see a big kid, go to him. If you see a guy who looks athletic, go chase him down. Like, I remember having to literally be on campus trying to recruit kids on the team because honestly, there was no buy-in. Like, and why would there be? You know, we went 0-10 my freshman year. So this is kind of just me being empathetic and kind of recognizing that those struggles are real. And I've been in those shoes. So yeah. So my next question for you is: so LA High had a two-headed monster this year. You and Joshua or Jeshua? How do you pronounce it? Joshua. Joshua Alcantara. Joshua Alcantara. Can you kind of explain what your relationship is with him? How your relationship is with him?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's my brother. We worked out during the off season, like every day together. And coming into the off season and into the season, we knew that me and him were gonna have to like lead the team, basically. It was like how I said before, it was either gonna be me or him who would play quarterback, to lead the team. And so once we found out about Ethan, that's when we knew, okay, there's more things that we can do. We could have him run the ball and have me block for him, or me run the ball and he block for me. So it was just like the chemistry we had, especially on defense. We were both play linebacker, and so we would just come in and just back everybody we see, and just the chemistry we had just helped us a lot.
I know this may be an off the wall question, but being in the situation that you were in, like with the transfers, the way they happen nowadays, like, did you ever think about like, hey, like I'm like low key, this like our school's a bit out of a disadvantage. We only got 20 something guys. Like, it's just a little rough. You ever think about leaving?
Yeah, that's a great question. Honestly, for me, that was never like something that I thought about because my freshman year, for my freshman year, I came in. The only reason I started playing football because I wanted to lose weight, and so I started playing football. And then my head coach, he always like, ever since I got there, he believed in me. I came in, he threw me in there playing D tackle against George Washington my freshman year. Even though I got pancaked every play, he still believed in me ever since day one. And so, I owed it to him, and just leaving it just didn't feel right.
Yeah, hey, I love that
answer. Loyalty gets you very far. That's dope. Because honestly, like, to see where you have, and it shows now, like in your response, I could see like you stayed with the person that believed in you when it would have been anybody else would have been like, oh, this kid can't play. And your coach is like, nah, there's something in this kid. And now look, you went from a D tackle to setting record numbers at linebacker, bro.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, so when did it become a reality for you that you could possibly break a school record for tackles? And how did it feel when you finally broke it?
Yeah, so for me, I think I had set my mind on it before the season started. I was like, okay. Because at first I thought the record was 125. And it was set by a D lineman who actually wanted to play for UCLA. I think his name was Mark. Nice. Yeah, it was in the team from when Eastcott was playing. Yeah, recruited him. And so I was like, okay, this is a good player. How would I, what would I have to do to match what he did? And so I just worked hard during the offseason. And once he came in for the first game, my mentality was just, I'm the best player on the field. I'm the best player on there. I'm going to do everything I can to help my team. And so I ended up my first game with 18 tackles against Panorama. And so once I felt that, I was like, okay, so this is really possible. And so we went on. I actually got hurt when we played Fairfax. And so I just wasn't feeling right. I ended that game with I think it was around 12 tackles that game. It wasn't my best game. And then we played Westchester after that. And like I said before, we only had 25 players, so I had to play hurt. There was no like nothing about it. It was just me. It was even me and Joshua who got hurt, and so we played that game, and we played that game. Both of us hurt. He hurt his ankle, and I hurt my leg, and so I could barely run. And so what I would do, I would see the running back coming, and I would just step on the gap and just throw myself at him, and it would work.
Nice.
Yeah. I would just, it would work, and so this went on and went on, and then the last game when we played Panorama, I was like, okay. So I had tied the record. It was the record was 160. Okay. So my coach Jackson had asked him when I reached 125, what was the record? And he was like, no, the record is 160. So when I reached 160, he was like, okay, all you need is 10 tackles. So when I got to Panorama, I was like, okay, all I need to do is get 10 tackles. And then that's what I did. I ended up getting 20, so I beat it from more than I had to. And it just yeah. So it just felt awesome. Like it just felt awesome, being able to show that it's just about hard work and just everything. Like just about hard work. Just putting your mind to it that you want to do something and you'll get it.
Hey man, like just breaking 100 tackles alone. So we had 2 guys this year on my team break 100 tackles. And I saw how hard it was for they worked. Like I'm talking about work to get those, like never loafing, chasing plays down from behind. So man, for you to get 20, you needed 10, you got 20. Man, talk about you didn't take a single play off. That's dope.
Thank you.
Arturo, for you, what does it mean to play for the LA High football program?
I mean, for me, it was just an honor, honestly. Coming in, when I came in, the reason I came in to play football was because I saw that team when they won the I think it was the D1, right? D1 championship. When they won that, I was like, okay, this seems like a good team. I want something I want to be a part of. And so we started off, it was a rocky start. And then just ending the season the way we did, it was just an honor. It just felt awesome being coached by Coach Jackson and just being a part of the team was just awesome. Being a Roman, it was just the best thing ever.
Nice. So you mentioned Coach Jackson. Let's talk a little bit about your relationship with him. Like you talked about how he believed in you when you were a freshman. Like, let's elaborate a little bit more. Like, how's your relationship with Coach?
Yeah, we have a really close relationship. We go to the same gym. So we always talk, we always see each other when, our free time, we go to the same gym. And so he was just a big inspiration to me. He believed in me every day. He pushed me every day to work hard. And he was one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to break that record. He always told me, you don't want to leave high school just like that. You want to you want to leave something there to show. And then breaking that record is, what I wanted to do.
Hey, how did your parents feel about you breaking the record?
Yeah, they so my mom, since my dad doesn't live here, he lives in El Salvador.
Okay.
And so it's just me and my mom, and my mom she just came every day and she would pick me up around 6, then drive me back home. She would go every Friday to the games, everything. She always pushed me to be there, and I feel like she was also someone that pushed me every day to get to what I wanted to do and then break that record. And then once I broke it, she was like, it was just awesome seeing her smile on her face, just being happy about me breaking that record.
Told all your tias and tios, huh?
Yeah.
Mijo did it. Mijo did it. Shout out. Hell yeah, that's dope. Shout out to your mom, man. Single moms out there holding it down. That's dope, man.
Yeah, I mean, everything from what I've heard, you seem like you have a great support system. Your mom, Coach Jackson, and I kind of want to talk more about Coach Jackson. I had kind of known about him for a while. Just from the things you're telling me, he just seems like a great guy and does quite literally 110% for what he can for LA High. I mean, if you go on Max Preps, you guys probably have one of the most updated stats in all of America. His dad is filming games, always promoted, and he's been there for a long, long time. He's been there for a decade plus. He could have easily jumped ship when all those sanctions were happening in LA High a decade plus ago, but no, he stayed the course and he's still there. And so shout out to Coach Jackson. And yeah, that's kind of just not really a question, more of a comment. Shout out to him.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Go ahead.
So I remember my sophomore season. He came. We didn't have helmets because the school didn't have money to pay for them. And he just came in and he was like, nah, it doesn't matter. He paid for everything. He paid for our helmets. You see the speed effect there? He paid for it, everything. He paid for everything. Out of his own money, he just paid for it because he wanted to be able to play. And so if it wasn't, honestly, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't even have that season right now. Like that season that happened last year, it just wouldn't have happened.
Wow.
Shout out Coach Jackson,
Coach Paul,
man.
Coach Paul, we got to get this man on the pod. We got to get Coach Jackson out here.
Absolutely. Any man that will pay out of his own pocket to make sure that these young men have a season, hey, man, that's dope. Hey, when you go to school tomorrow, if you see Coach Jackson, tell him Jay and Coach Paul want to have him on the. They want to put him on the Mat podcast, man.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, of course.
I know too. Either way.
Yeah, he'd love to be here. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
There we go. So Arturo, my next question is probably my favorite question to ask with all the seniors we have on the show. It's just give me 3 guys that you think will be the top guys for LA High next year. So any 3 underclassmen that you think will explode.
I want to give my biggest shout out to Makai Rowe. It was his sophomore season last year, and he had almost 15 sacks his sophomore season. Made all state, made all city, as a sophomore. So honestly, I feel like he's going to be a big key to their success next year. My next shout out would be to obviously our freshman QB Ethan. Yeah, I see a lot of potential in him. Honestly, as long as he keeps working hard, sticking to football and doing everything he can, I'm sure he can make it big. And then my last shout out would be to Jeremiah Hughie. Yeah. I don't know, ever since like the season ended, he's just been working and working. And I just think he's gonna be able to. He was a running back last year, and so I think he's just, as long as he keeps working too, they could just lead the same way we did.
Nice. Yeah. I'm gonna keep the Makai guy in my head. I know Ethan Grant's gonna be good, so do my research
too. I already typed it in my phone. I was over here like, gotta look him up. Facts for reals. All right, so Arturo, we talked a little bit earlier about you playing at the next level. I know there's some things. Is that something you want to do? And have you got any interest, maybe just based off a film that you have put out already?
Yeah, honestly, I'd love to play the next level. As of right now, I just been weighing my options, see what I could do. As of right now, no big interest from D1 schools or any universities. It's just been pure junior colleges. But honestly, I feel like taking a junior route is not bad at all. I feel like it could develop me more. And if I'm still keeping my options open in case something bigger comes. But if I have to take the JUCO route, I'm 100% down for it.
That's cool because it's so free for 2 years and it doesn't hurt your eligibility.
Yeah.
Hey, so find the right JC, man, and put up 170 tackles on that mug. Hey, and the schools will come a knocking, sir. They will come a knocking.
Thank you. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm a big fan of JUCO. I can name the list of city section players that went JUCO and are now at D1, but we'll be here for like 20 minutes. So, but yes, if JUCO's an option, you could definitely do that.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, to say you had one hell of a high school career is a bit of an understatement, but I'm gonna say it, man. You had one hell of a high school career, dude, and you went out with a boom. What's the one piece of advice you can give to any underclassmen that you may have shouted out today on the show, or just any underclassmen in general?
Yeah, honestly, I think the biggest thing that I would tell them was just not to give up. Even though adversity comes, just keep pushing. Because for me, my sophomore season, I broke my collarbone. And so I didn't play my whole sophomore season. And then I just kept thinking about, is this something like I really want to do? Like, is this do I actually want to play football? And honestly, I just kept pushing and pushing, working hard. And I was able to come back from that injury and just, do what I do. And then honestly, it's just my biggest piece of advice was just to not give up.
I love that. Right. Perfect.
Hey, so this has been the On the Mat podcast. Our guest today is our 170 tackle machine out of LA High, Arturo. It's been a pleasure interviewing you, young man. Remember, hey, I'm only an inbox away if you need any help. That other sexy guy over there is our co-host, Jay. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, y'all stay blessed. Peace.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Peace.